Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well and you are loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you my esteemed subscribers. You are all loved, celebrated and appreciated. Many thanks to Mega Root Boy for the super thanks gifted to the channel. Many thanks to Hercules, to Berlado for the super thanks. Um, to all of you for your support and love. Thank you all so much. Okay, today I want us to delve more into the Bible. You know, I have been talking about this on my channel for a long time, okay? And if you have been following me, you know as well that I keep saying that there are a lot of things that were omitted from the Bible and it was done deliberately. I want you to mark that word deliberately as we delve into the video, Your Majesties. This is gonna be a serious one. Of course, all I do here are serious, okay? So, you know, when I keep telling you that it was deliberately, there are things that were deliberately omitted, there were things that were deliberately left out, okay? It's not a joke. There are evidences to back these things up. Now, when you talk about the Bible, what should come to mind is where were these things put together? Because prior to the Middle Ages, there was nothing called the Bible. People only knew of the existence of scrolls and tablets and writings on the wall, where those who had the knowledge had to teach others. This was how people were getting connection to the divinity if they really needed something for guidance. What was existing was spirituality because there was no organized religion as at that time. Your Majesties, that was prior to the Middle Ages, prior to what you can call the Dark Ages. There was nothing like an organized religion. What people knew was spirituality, and they lived their lives based sometimes on some of the write-ups, some of the writings in the tablets, what they can go through to help them forge more of a connection with the ancestors, with the divine, with the spirit. This was what people were doing. Now, when the organized body came in, they decided to deliberately, like I say, we have to, that word deliberately, I'm going to use it more, okay? When the organized religion came in, they decided that, okay, for us to succeed in what we are about to do, we have to hinder the public, the opportunity. We have to cut off that opportunity they have, that opportunity that they have to always get to the tablets and the scrolls and anything readable. So for the organized body to succeed, they decided to prohibit the reading of any tablets, the reading of scrolls, the reading of anything on the wall, the reading of anything in books. So when you are caught with books, when you are caught with tablets, when you are caught with scrolls, you will be beheaded. You'll be tortured to death. Why did you think these people were doing what they were doing? They were doing it because they wanted to get hold of all the things readable around the world. They moved around, they collected everything readable, and then they burnt a lot of information. They decided to burn the rest document and hide most of them somewhere. And you know where I've been saying that those things are hidden. So these things are done deliberately. For humanity not to get hold of who they are, for people not to rediscover themselves and become powerful as individuals, a group of people who feel like we should control people got up, prohibit the reading of books and tablets and scrolls, got what they wanted, burnt the remaining one, and saved some for themselves somewhere. And this is exactly what was done. And that was when the world entered into what we call the Dark Ages or the Middle Ages, where there was no information. Informations were deliberately taken away by a group, by an organized group that claimed that they have power over people. These things are in history. You have to go and check it. Go back and check what Dark Ages or Middle Ages is. A lot of abominations, a lot of evil were done and carried out, a lot of ignorance. because the world was deprived the opportunity to read. The world was deprived of readings, of tablets, of books, of scrolls. The world was deprived of knowledge. Because a group have felt like for us to control these people, we need to take away everything readable and create something that will help us to control them. So they deprived the world of knowledge for about 1,000 years, Your Majesties. They deprived the world of knowledge for about 1,000 years, from around 500 AD to 1,500 AD. This is exactly what was done to humanity. And after that, their Bible was burned. They succeeded in putting together what they felt like, okay, this is what should be there. Okay, this is how it should be. Okay, we should be the one now that should be the chosen ones. We are the ones now that have to prepare ourselves, think of how to create a people to make them the chosen ones. We have to think of how to impute in there a white image of a Yeshua. Of course, because a Yeshua existed. We have to twist it in a way that we will say that slaves have to obey their masters, because exactly they had that in mind. They wanted to go around the world to make people slaves, and they want to do this thing in the name of a God, in the name of a holy book. They imputed all these things inside, omitted a lot of things, burnt a lot of things, saved a lot of things. And this was how they succeeded in tying our souls, the souls of our ancient ancestors as of that time, into the so-called Bible consciousness. And a lot of us are still living under this Bible consciousness up until today. Information was deliberately suppressed in the Middle Ages. Informations were deliberately suppressed in the Dark Ages. Why? Because there was an agenda. I want us to listen to Dr. Ray. Of course, you know, when it comes to him, there's a lot of things he exposes. Let's listen to him and we take it up from there, Your Majesties.
In fact, there would never be anything called religion if there had been no Dark Ages. Right. Now follow what I'm saying. I don't know where I'm at. Okay, I'm good. You see, around the 4th century, 325 AD, when the Roman Catholic Church created this program that we now call Christianity at the Council of Nicaea, under the rule of Emperor Constantine with 318 Roman Catholic bishops. Fact. Thereafter, shortly thereafter, the program wasn't catching hold in the minds of the people fast enough. So the Roman Catholic Church thrust the Roman Empire, or the then known world as we were taught to call it, into what was called the Dark Ages. Now mind you, this is in the 4th century, the Nicaea Council, 325 AD. Starting 500 AD, the Roman Catholic Church suppressed information. All books were burned. I repeat, all books were burned. Anybody who was caught with any sacred writings of the ancient African spiritual system was put to death. I repeat, anybody who was caught with any of the writings from ancient Africa was put to death by order of the Roman emperor. So from 500 AD to 1500 AD, information and right knowledge was suppressed. Fact. They call it the Dark Ages, or that was the period of medieval Europe, or the Middle Ages. All these names, the same thing. Well, after 1,000 years of suppressing right knowledge, well, what do you think these folk were doing during that 1,000 years? They was reforming it, interpolating it, adjusting it, twisting it, erasing it, replacing it for 1,000 years. they came out and it was called the age of the Renaissance, meaning a new thing is happening. Yes. Well, what do you think they're teaching everybody now? What they created during that 1,000-year period. Just before that, or shortly thereafter, somewhere around that same time period, this dude named Gutenberg came out with what's called the printing press. And if you want to control the thinking of a people, all you got to do is put it in print. The power of the printed page. Shortly after that, James Stewart decided he wanted his version of the Bible out. So he got 40 so-called scholars to come together and put his version of the Bible out, and to this day, from 1611 or 1600s to this day, it is still the #1 seller on this planet. Yes, sir. All religion, everybody repeat this after me, all religion was born from a desire to dominate and control others for profit and power. This is why we Africans must return to our African spirituality. That's what the African village is about. That's what this ministry is about. Brothers and sisters, I take no joy in pointing out to our people the lie that was given to us, because I know it's unbearable for many. It hurts for many. They resist it. They retaliate. They say, this man is crazy. He's an antichrist. I take no joy in that. I want to be patted on the back. I don't want to be talked about. But I got to tell you the truth. Tell you the truth. The only way that I'm going to set our people free is if I show our people the lie that has mind cuffed them. Yes, people don't like it when you tell them that they've been believing a lie. I didn't like it. My mama, my mother, the woman who raised me, who's responsible for my being, wouldn't speak to me for 2 years. That's how deep this thing is. Until she started slowly but surely reading little bit by little bit for herself. She still ain't ready to grab it all. But y'all heard her when she was here. Keep on doing what you're doing, son. We Africans must return back to the God consciousness that we had before we were stolen from our motherland and given a belief system from a people who don't look like us, who don't want us to know the truth. I promise you this, when we do that, yes, sir, the healing that we're praying for will take place. When we return to our story and stop believing his story. When we return to who we are, a right knowledge of self and our spirituality, I guarantee you our homes will be better off. We've been messed up by religion. And I promise God that every breath I have left in my body, from this day to the day I die, I'm going to use it to unmess us up.
That was deep, Your Majesties. You know, when he said he was called Antichrist, he was called by many names. I'm like, oh my goodness. So it's been a long time coming. So those of you that call Abigail Antichrist or Lucifer, so it's not today, eh? A lot have been called the same thing. A lot of people who try their best to put you on the right track were called Antichrist. In short, Yeshua himself, what was Yeshua called? So, we must, as a people, we must, as a melanated people, return to the God consciousness that we were operating on before religion. If we want to make things right, if we want to see our future better, that of our offspring better, we have to return back to the God consciousness that we abandoned, Your Majesties. And that's why I keep telling you that a lot have been done to our being as a people. We are a conquered people, yes. But we can work. We can help ourselves. We can see that we ourselves help each other grow.